Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. What's really good, LeSBP Trading, familia, buenos dias, bonjour, bon dia, salbona, guten abend, como va, masaka, up top. Thank you all for tuning in. So, really quick, I had to restart the stream. Kind of messed up on the first one because, yeah, there was some stuff on the screen that wasn't supposed to be shown. So, yeah, so I actually have a 9 to 5 as well. And I am currently working that 9 to 5 right now. So, I try to be quick about these streams because, yeah, I'm working and I don't want this to take away from my actual job because I love my job. So either way, as you can see right now, we're currently in a trade. I don't trade until after NFP. So, you know, my trades are sometimes a little, I don't know, sometimes a little interesting. But as you can see, the trade is going okay right now. I just moved my stops to right above what will be considered break even. So if we lose now, it'd be a negative $3.75 instead of like a negative 190, I think is where I had it set currently. We did have some losses today, so let me show you those losses really quickly. I'm gonna jump down to the 1 minute chart. I don't like staying on the 1 minute while I'm in the trade because to me, honestly, focusing on all the peaks and troughs and stuff like that or whatever is a little daunting. So I'm just going to break down to this 1 minute to show you all what we had, and then we'll go from there. Now, I know it says 3 trades. We actually took about 5, but they were in between these trades. There were trades that we weren't supposed to be in, to be honest with you. So I'm only going to show these 3, but yes, we took like 5 trades today. But they were in between these bigger trades right here. So this one sell, I think we ended up being in a buy position accidentally. I had to take myself out of it and then put myself back into the sell position, which gave us into another trade. Then I was in this buy position, had to take myself out of this trade and then put myself in the sell position, but then had to get back into the buy position. So in totality, we might have probably taken more or less around like 6 or 7 trades. 5 is being generous. But either way, as you can see, NFP came out quite not quite a big spike as I expected. I thought it was going to be a whole lot bigger to the upside than that. I was honestly expecting it, if you look left, I was honestly expecting it to almost come back up to this support resistance area. It did not, which is very interesting. But yeah, so I was like, okay, cool. We're just going to go with what happens and roll with it. So once that happened, it came down. And as you can see, it kind of slowly died. And then all of a sudden right here, this is around the time when we got into the trade. Remember, I can't trade until 9 o'clock. So when all of this is happening, I can't even get into the trade either way. So that happened. I couldn't get into the trade. I had to wait. My position was actually over here at about 840. We couldn't get into that either because I don't have over the margin right now is like 1,600, I think, and I only have, as you can see, $800. Or I think when I started the trade, only had about $700 in the account, so I couldn't even get into that. So I had to wait for it to come all the way back over here, come back to our entry position, and then I got into that trade. Now, as you can see, when I got into the trade, it went down. It hit this support resistance area, and then it bounced quite heavily off of that. Now, this support resistance is way to the left, probably like a month or two support that I used. And as you can see, it just spiked up. We got into a buy position here thinking like, hey, we're just going to take what the market gives us, got into that buy position. And as you can see, that buy position didn't go very well either. And it came down and gave us a sell position right after that. So now we're in this sell position. Did give us a little scare here and another little scare here. But as you can see, it kind of is doing what we're hoping, which is just dying off. So my thought process here is you saw this big spike here, then you saw a kind of, elongated spike here, and then you had another big spike here. My idea is to hope that now it's done doing all of that crap and that it's just going to slowly drop down to these other support resistance areas. Now if it gets down to here, I think we'll be up roughly about 350. If it gets down to here, we'll be up almost I don't even know the calculation for it. I highly doubt it'll go that far. but that'll put us up to just about, hey, that'll put us up to just about the 1K mark. And like I said, I don't expect it to go all the way down there, but we'll see. But you can go over. That'll put us up to the 1K mark. So we'll see how it happens. The idea here is just hold as long as we can, and see what we get. But other than that, that's all I got for you. I'll leave the stream running for a little bit to see what happens. I usually go up to the 1 hour time frame so I won't have to look at those small peaks and troughs. But that's what we've had so far. That's it. Let me know if you have any questions. All right. Channel. All right, now we currently have about 14 minutes left on this 1 hour candle. The idea here is to hopefully see a it come down to this support resistance area. If it does reject, I'm hoping not to see it go more than half of this next candle. That is a lot. That is a lot. Don't get me wrong, but I know how these spikes and troughs can happen. So I would expect it not to go any higher than this. And currently, right now, we are down by 176. I don't plan on moving my stop loss into uh, like profit or anything until we can pass this support resistance area. Once it does, then I will move it down to right about here. Because to be honest, if it comes back above this, I probably won't want to stay in this trade. We'll take the loss that we had today, and that'll be it. We'll probably maybe come out with like $40 on the trade, or I think actually right here, I don't even know what that is. How much is that? So from where we're in to about here, yeah, it's about, let's say, I want to say it's a little shy of 100. So 16.5 is $82.5. So We would, I mean, if it comes back up to this point, if it comes back up above this point, and we get out, end up at break even or whatever, a positive break even, that'll be 82 bucks. So we'll still have lost on the day. It just won't be as much as what we would have originally lost had we just taken the L's. So the idea here is to let it roll, let it ride. So we'll see how it works. Currently in profit, but unrealized profit. If we took it, we would be in profit on the day, but that's not my idea of trading. That's not how I trade. So I keep letting it roll, keep rolling with it, keep seeing what it's going to do, and then I pick my certain areas to see, if it's going to make it or not. So we'll move this down here to see if that's going to be our next area. So once it hits that, if it does hit that, that'll be the next area to let me know, hey, move your stop loss into a positive break even, and then continue basically from there. So we'll see what happens. All right. I guess what I can show you is the statements from this week. So we can kind of go over the trades that we had this week. So let me go over those. We had the 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. All right, so this week wasn't that bad. We did have some decent gainers. So right here on this day, we had 275 gainer. That's what brought us up to the $500 that we ended up kind of starting off a good week with. So we had that, and then on Tuesday, I think we broke even. Yeah, we broke even on this day. Took like a very small dollar loss that came from basically the commissions here and stuff like that. So as you can see, the commissions are about $1.74 each time I get into like 1 or 2 trades. And then on the 5th, we did the same thing. We took very small break-even loss. Basically, ended up coming down to 5.88 and 67 cents. And then on yesterday, we took a decent winner of 127 and 50 cents. I think it came down to what, 111? Yeah. So we ended up netting 111 because we took a lot of trades. As you can see, it came up to $8 in comparison to the normal dollar and some change. So we took a lot of trades this day. I think we took like 6 or 7. Took like 6 or 7 trades on the day, which brought us up to this point of only making 118. Now this day could have been a whole lot better. We were actually up about 215 in comparison to that 127. We were up about 215. The bad thing about it is I got greedy. I'll probably show you in a second, but I got greedy. I thought, hey, I'm going to jump into the market, even though we got 215. I'm going to keep going, blah, 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 blah. That was definitely my fault. Strictly 100% my fault. So, yeah, let me go ahead and leave these. I'm not going to save those circles because there's no reason to. But we had a really, really decent trade yesterday. I had to drop down to the 1, and my bad, to the 1 minute. Yesterday was the 6. So we had a really decent trade. We had one loser, and then we had this good big winner. And I actually closed out way down here when if we would have allowed the trade to run, it would have actually closed up here. Now down here, you can see I took another trade like an idiot. I took another short right here after I had already gotten out. Then I decided to take the buy position. Then I took the sell position, and I had a lot of notes right here. I said probably should have held this for the day. Now remember, these are me writing notes as the day goes on. So I was like, oh man, I probably should have held the trade for the day, blah, blah, blah. This is me writing that note at this exact time. So right when I closed it, I wrote this note. But I also said it's stuck in between this support resistance area. I don't want to play around with it. Then I said took a small loss here, got greedy, should have just stayed in the original trade if I was going to get back in, lost 20 bucks. Now after that one, I definitely shouldn't have gotten to any more trades, but me being greedy, I said, jump to this trade. I said, decide not to take, oh no, jump to the next trade. Sorry. Decided not to take the trade, even though it fit strategy, also something I need to learn to do. So we took a bad trade, then decided not to take the trade we were supposed to be into. So yeah, my bad. I missed this trade. This next trade, what did I say? I said took like 5 bad trades. Okay, cool. So we just hit that TP. I'm gonna move my stop loss to break even. Where did I say? Like right around here, something like that. But either way, I said took like 5 bad trades. By the end of the day, we made 215 today and dwindled it down to 122. So in between this, I guess I didn't write down all the trades. Sorry. So in between this, we took like 4 or 5 bad trades. And I said I'm glad we made something though, because if we had followed the strategy directly, it would have only won $37.50 on the day. So we came out better than I expected, or better than the trading strategy would have given. So I'm not mad about the fact that we made, 122. The actual or the expected result should have been 37.5. The actual result was 122. So I'm not mad at the fact that we got the 122 when we in reality should have only made $37. But at the same time, that's just me being dumb. Like, you came out with good opportunity, good trades, and you dwindled it down to 122, just trying to do too much. So I'm not mad at the fact that I made the money. I'm mad at the fact that I decided to keep on going, keep on going, keep on going, and that made me dwindle down my profits from what I had, which was at 215, going down to 122 when I could have came out with 215 on the day instead of 120. Well, it would probably would have been like if it was $8 or somewhere around like probably like $6 or $5 at the time. Probably could have came out on top with at least, I want to say, I'm gonna move this down to about halfway there. So what would 100 pips be? So 400. Copy that. Put this there. Sorry, lost track of thought. But yeah, so I don't know. Y'all get what I'm saying. I should have came out with 215 or maybe 205 or something like that on the day, and we came out with 118. So could have been a whole lot better. Is all I'm trying to say. So, anyways, move stop loss down to what I would consider a positive break even. It's just going to be slightly above, this little this candle here. We only got 5 minutes left on this candle, so we could either see a really big drop when that candle starts. We could see a really big drop past this support resistance area, or we could see a rejection and it could come back up. And like I said, I'm hoping only, if it does decide to come back up, I'm hoping only half of the candle, a little more than half. Because if not, then more than likely it's going to come back up, knock us out, and then probably just trickle around for the rest of the day. It is Friday. It is NFP day. So on this day, anything goes, anything happens. So it's not guaranteed that I'm going to come out with a profit on the day. Just because I am profitable currently, that's unrealized profit. So who knows? I could definitely it could turn around, and basically I could come back to where it's going to break me out, break even, or I end up technically, losing, on the day. So yeah, I don't count anything until I actually take the trade off. So right now we are technically up, but I haven't seen it in my account. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Once again, I'll probably let this run until the end of this 1 hour candle. I'll stay on just a little bit to let you all see what might happen with that candle. Once again, I'm just hoping that it bounces, comes back up, and then falls down. But by Saturday, I'll do a full cap review of the week. Kind of like what I just did, to be honest. I mean, I might not have to do a full cap review. I might just have to do a Friday review. And then we'll go from there. All right, y'all.
Jiggy jiggy. Chakra. Luigi. Mabali. Ah. Bleib carré, wie Golo Kante. Luigi, ich bin kein BN. DC tragen WTN. Lakaye, alle auf TN. Wurde immer enttäuscht, vertraut niemand. Denkst du bist mein Bot, bist ein Beat, der immer träumt. Du drückst den mal zapp, bis er redest von Blickies. Ah, das iPhone, was du in der Hand hast. Ackern die Kinder, Kichassa. Buchen Fanda, such dich im Radar. Meine Jungs pushen immer noch Sattler. Hab keinen Grand Frère, muss mir den Scheiß selber beibringen. Wir sind nicht gleich. Wen willst du testen? Pisser, wenn du mir so ankommst, ready to die. Leg die Spur, roll Richtung Brüssel. Aha, fokus nur auf mich selbst. Bobby G fahr noch kein SL, leg keine Schippe drauf, Feature mit Mortel. Verliebt in das Kichter, BWG, wie so sie will das. Führe mein Team, Kapitänsbinde, wie sie so ein einfaches Schema. Selanano. Bobby G, ah, wie tut man mit Mannschaft, sagen wir, ich gebe Attacke auf Buch. Fühlst du mein Chakra? Popscorer, nehme auseinander. Bleib stramm, du Pussy. Bist mir dumm wegen einer Taddy. Liebe ihre Attitude, bin ehrlich, poppe keine Snow Bunny. Karis, Kalasche, chargé. Mache Money in Apartment, kenne kein Stop, keine Wahl, ich muss hustlen. SUV Watchi, park ich im Bad, Chima. Mummis fragen, wer ist dieser Nigger, lächelt in die Kamera. Talken über Cash, wir spielen kein Monopoly. Bobby G, kein Duplikat. Ich ist German, hol mir was ich verdien. Bobby G, Eleganze, Annika, Tolika. Double Cup, ich bin krass, mein G. NC in my Cup. Bobby G, Eleganze, Annika, Tolika. Double Cup, ich bin krass, mein G. NC in my Cup. Annika, beaucoup de chakra, titi. Beaucoup de chakra, titi. Annika, beaucoup de chakra, titi. Beaucoup de chakra, Annika, beaucoup de chakra, titi. Beaucoup de chakra. Annika, beaucoup de chakra, titi. Beaucoup de chakra, titi.
All right, so I just updated the possible rejection area, possible potential rejection is what I call it, or PPR. That is where I see the market possibly coming back up to, and I'm hoping that it rejects off of that point. Of course, you never know with the market. Doesn't always matter what you think and what you're hoping for. But that's the area that I'm thinking that the market could reject on. I usually do that by using the 1 hour candle first, and then I'll break down to the 1 minute time frame and see if there was any rejections in that particular area. And there was, as you can see. You had a possible area where it pushed up really hard and then it came back down, finally bypassed it. So I'm hoping the market uses that as a resistance now to push it back down. Now, once again, could not happen, and it could just keep continuing to go back up through that. But the idea here is that hope that the market actually uses that as an area, rejects off of that, and keeps continuing to slowly and gradually fall, because that's where we're in. We're in a sell. We're in a short trade. So that's the idea here. Like I said, I'm gonna watch this for a little bit. I'll let y'all watch it too for a little bit. I'm gonna stay on the 1 hour time frame so I don't freak myself out, because if it does go above that area, then it just goes above. I mean, that's only a guess. It's basically a guesstimate at this point. But we'll see what happens. This 1 hour candle is looking really strong to start off with. So we'll see if it decides to cut itself off and start to die down, or if it'll continue to go back up, because that is a possibility for it to go back up and come back out and take us out at, break even. So we'll see what happens there, and go from there. You got any questions? Let me know. That's it for right now. All right. All right, we got a beautiful rejection off of that area. The only problem here is, we're only 10 minutes into this hour candle. So it doesn't necessarily mean that we're clear and we're good and it's not going to come back up here again, because this hour candle can kind of just play around and go up and down, up and down, up and down itself. So we can see it just keep going, doing like this or whatever, where it just kind of bounces in between itself. So we're not out of the woods yet, but so far, good clean rejection off of it. So the hope is, once again, that it continues after that rejection to go down slowly, but go down to our next point of where we think it's going to go to. I usually take those points from basically just looking left. That's pretty much all I do. I just look left, kind of see where the market's slowed down or where I think it's going to go. And in between this area is a gap. I kind of missed the TP where it's supposed to be a little bit lower, like right here. So I'm looking at this gap to be kind of filled by that rejection. So if it comes down, hoping that it fills this gap and continues down to this little area right here. So that's all I'm doing. That'll be my next quote unquote TP point. I'm not saying that I'm going to get out of the trade at that point, but that's where I'm hoping that it goes next. And then if it wants to continue to go down lower, cool. If not, then we know kind of why. We know why rejected or decided to reject off that area, because we got a lot of price right here where we got a lot of rejection right here where this could possibly be a support resistance area. So just letting you all know what my thought process is. If you got any questions, let me know. I'm more than welcoming questions, and I'm hoping that I can actually answer them, because I'm not like some kind of pro trader. I'm not trying to claim that I'm good at trading either. I'm 4 years into this, so probably know better than the next person, to be honest. But yeah, we'll see what happens, what the market's going to give us. And right now, all I can tell you is what I see, which is decent rejection. So we'll see what happens. All right. All right, we are back. I had to do something for work, man, and we had a complete account meltdown. This is quite funny. I mean, biggest losing day. I can definitely tell you that. Biggest losing day out of all the days I've had so far. Um, I've always been quite scared of this type of day because I knew it was coming soon enough, or for a losing day of this magnitude to come soon enough. I feel like the biggest part of the disappointment in the day is the fact that, how far it went down and how far it came back up. Now, I feel like I kind of knew that this could happen. It is Friday, it's NFP, NFP goes crazy. And then you have that kind of like lunch hour that kicks in and like it gets attracted to that lunch hour, like the highs and lows and stuff like that. So my bet was the fact that, it will come back up to this point and then stop out or whatever, and then after that possibly go through it and continue back up to maybe this possible high. I didn't see it being so choppy. Didn't see it being so choppy. And the bad thing about my strategy is the fact that it's relatively easy. It fucking, like it's very simple. But it's probably a little too simple for trading, just to be honest, as you can see, because we end up losing a lot before we win. And this is what I was saying earlier is that I have a lot of losses, which is why my risk to reward is usually so big. I usually get like 1 to 6, 1 to 7, 1 to 9, stuff like that. But with that, I know I'm going to lose 6 times out of those 9. Um, so yeah, very interesting. We were up, I want to say almost $400. Like at the peak of that low, we were up almost $400. It went from a $400 positive to I think we only ended up by the time I got into the next trade, we're only up like $50 maybe, if that. And then of course that dwindled away within 1 to 2 of these little small trades, and then coming back up here and then coming down here, lost another probably like 150 to almost 200, and now we're down from being down 176, unrealizing probably like 360, 380, maybe even almost 400, to now being down a realized P&L of 428. There's no way we can get that back today. Um, so basically, either we're going to do one of two things. We're either going to blow the account and get down to $200, which is the least amount that I'll go down to before I stop trading, or we'll kind of end up with a little bit of what I would call or consider damage control, where we end up losing. Instead of it being 428, we lose 228. We're gonna lose something today. That's an obvious, because there's no way that the market's going way up here, getting us up to $440 positive just for us to break even basically on the day. So I highly doubt that from this point, that would be over what, like another 70 pips above, yeah, like another 90 pips almost. There's no way that's happening at 1 p.m. in the evening or afternoon. So I'm hoping that we're gonna just end up doing a little bit of damage control, maybe losing a little less than what we would have lost today. Hopefully coming back on Monday without having to just add money to the account. Because I mean, I plan on adding money to the account, anyways. But man, I didn't want to have to do it because of this. But either way, yeah, we'll have to kind of see, what we can do. Right now, that's probably going to be it for the day. I'll give you a quick recap on tomorrow to show you, what all we lost by the end of today. Right now, we're down 428. That's all I got for you. Um, if we end up doing a little bit of damage control, maybe getting to the point where hopefully I'll only lose 300 or maybe $200, that'd be great. But yeah, right now, we're definitely taking the biggest L we've had so far. Definitely biggest L we've had so far. So, L day, I should say. Um, Other than that, that's all I got, man. It sucks because when you miss those good days that come through, you're gonna end up catching one of the bad days. And we missed 2 of those. Like I said, on Tuesday or Wednesday, we had a really good day, and I missed it. I missed the totality of it, I should say. Um, had a really good day on Monday. We missed it. Monday was a phenomenal day. We only took like right here. It went all the way down here. We missed a $700 day and turned it into a $250 day. Those are the days that I cannot miss. I cannot miss those days because we know that one of these days are going to happen. We don't know when, we just know it is going to happen. So, yeah, that's something that we have to get better at. We can't miss our good days because we damn sure are not missing the bad days. I can tell you that. We're not missing the bad days. I'm taking every trade on the bad days. The good days are the ones we kind of fuck up on. So, um, yeah. All right, y'all. Glad y'all could see that. That was horrible. And I was on the phone this whole time while it was happening. I'm like, damn, damn, damn. And when this one was coming back, I was like, come on, man, don't do this to me. It was like right here, and it rejected, came back down. I was like, all right, come on, just chill, just stay like in between. Nah, Marky didn't want to listen to me on that. Came right back up, like literally. This is crazy, 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 crazy. But yeah, maybe that'll be a lesson for me as well. I'm not I'm not necessarily trying to shoot for the stars or shoot for the moon or shoot for the sun or anything like that. I'm not trying to hit home runs every single trade. I just know that there is potential behind every trade to go as far as possible. And if I miss that potential, then I possibly will hurt myself in the long run. That's all it is. I'm not trying to shoot for the stars every single trade. I'm not trying to hit a home run every single trade. I know that that's not possible. That's not going to happen, and not every trade is going to be a great trade. But missing those winners, the big winners, will hurt me in the long run because that's how my strategy works. I have to hold those good trades as long as possible. So, anyways, I'm gonna quit blabbing on. I appreciate y'all for catching it. Um, if you play it back, play this on times two. I always say that. Yeah, have a good weekend.